Hey, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Trying to get my phone to, it's not going to refresh. Why is it not going to refresh?
How are you, Marina?
There we go. Or not. I still don't have on to show that I'm something besides a necklace. There we are. Finally, yay.
Yay. Everything's good.
Yep, I got chat up. I can see everything, except it says I'm behind about 3 minutes. I'm trying to catch that up at the bottom where the little red dot is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's been a long day already.
So we've got Marie, we got Joe. That's it.
Yep. Well,
okie dokie. Hi, Marie.
It's showing me 4 of us, so we must have a looker.
You're on a phone. That's 2. And we got Marina. That's 3. I don't know. They may have one pulled up, nicking them. So, and they would just be lurking. Anyway, what we're going to do today, I'm going to wait for some more people to come in. So, how's everybody doing?
I'm excited for tomorrow to do that Deserted Island challenge.
Oh, I know. I cannot wait for that to start.
I've got my little tub with everything I'm going to use all together, so I don't have to go searching.
The only thing I don't have out is my cardstock, the 9x12, and that's because I have to carry it out of the Excel book.
Yeah. Oh, spraying your notebook paper to seal it before you coffee dye it does not help.
Oh, it does not?
No.
So it still runs?
Yeah.
So you're going to try sealing it and see how that works?
I did, and it ran.
Oh, did you seal both sides?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
so I'll just have to run it through the printer and print out a coffee dyed over the top.
Hey, Patricia, thank you for coming. How are you? I saw that you put up a video earlier, and I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I will. Same thing with you, Joey. Haven't watched yours yet either. We had company come in early this morning, but I will get to it. And thank you for coming. And how are you doing today, Joey?
It's nice to see everybody. I'm hoping.
Oh, you're welcome. Nick, the hubster, has taken our company, and they are going to Walmart to buy the little 8-year-old, my niece, a Halloween costume. If they come back early enough, and I'm still online, Libby wants to help me. I've explained that she will not be on camera, only her hands and her voice will be on. Her mom's fine with that. She loves to help me craft. Before we go off, we will have little teeny tiny hands up here with my hands.
That'll be cute.
She's going to hand me stuff and that kind of thing. She'll be the helper. And she already wants to, Joe, she found my decorative scissors.
You're breaking up, Brenda.
If I can find the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi disappeared on my computer. I don't know where it went to. Speaker. What is this? Because I need to make sure I'm connected to the right internet. Oh, Lord. Did we need to turn this on? Let me do this. That didn't change anything.
So what's everybody else working on today? Anybody else doing some crafting?
Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure I'm connected to the right internet.
Yeah, otherwise she sounds
And,
like a robot at times.
and I can't find it because somebody did something to the bottom of my screen and hid stuff from me.
Oh, Nick must have played with your phone.
No, he played with the computer, and it's driving me insane because I can't find where the internet, what I'm connected to on the internet is. And it was right there next to the clock. It's not there now.
Oh, no. Is
Yeah.
there a... I'm trying to look. Is there a...
So I'm looking to see where I can
a
find.
little arrow? Do you have like a little arrow pointing up?
I do, but it doesn't have that in it. I don't know what to do with my internet stuff. I really don't. So now, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm over looking at the start button to see what's there so I can see if I can find it there. Or maybe it's somewhere else on the taskbar. Let me see. Ollie was over here messing with stuff too.
I did print out on some vellum today. Isn't this lovely?
Hang on, I don't.
Didn't that come out pretty? I'm going to use them in my signature for this little book that I'm doing.
There you go, Joe. It's on Joe for a moment while I figure out what I'm connected to internet-wise.
So yeah, I did that. I printed that one out on vellum. So when I do because mine's going to be a little different than Brenda's, and mine's going to have like a journal place with some coffee dyed paper. So I think I'm going to use this one like a cover on the inside, and then put this one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
it may be your internet because you're breaking up on my side.
Pardon?
It may be your internet because you're kind of choppy.
My internet wouldn't make your volume sound funny.
So I'm still trying to figure out where I can go to find the internet stuff. It's been a while since I had to do this, y'all.
Thank you, Patricia. It's from a digital download that I bought called Dragonfly Dreams. And I'm pretty sure it may have been Artie Mays, or what's the other one that we've been getting? Can't even remember who the other one is. Hang on a second and I'll look. Calico Collage, but I think this one was Artie Mays.
Oh my word. Am I breaking up for anybody else or sounding robotic? And I'm sorry to talk over you, Joe.
It's not as bad now.
Okay, it may have finally...
Patricia, she's really good.
It may have finally connected to the correct internet on its own because I still can't find where that is.
It may have. I just know it sounded a little choppy, you know?
Right. And if it didn't connect to the correct internet, they've all left and they were all on our Wi-Fi, which is a problem.
Yeah. Okay, Joey says you're fine to her, so it may have fixed itself.
More. Thank you, everybody, for answering that. I'm going to click back on me, Joe, for a minute.
Go ahead.
Thank you all for answering that. And did you see where Patricia asked you about you having an Etsy store? Oh, you do. I see that now.
Okay. So what are we doing on these today?
We are going to put pockets and things in them, or the things that you need in your book to store your ephemera in. And I need to make sure mine's right side up. It is. It'd be horrible to put pockets in my flowers be hanging upside down.
Well, I already cut out all of my little thingamajiggers.
And I need to glue napkins down to paper. Well, no, I'm going to make the pockets and then I'm going to decorate them. That's what I'm going to do. So, I'm going to, and I want bigger pockets in here. Now, I don't know if anybody else has ever made pockets like this, but for ephemera purposes, I've decided that the pockets that were in my sample book, which were kind of flat, weren't the best kind of pockets. So I have developed a way to make kind of like an expanding pocket. Boy, that's not cut good. I'm going to straighten this edge out. Where'd my cutter go? I reorganized in here yesterday, and I don't know where my cutter is. Oh, that's sad, because, you know, that's like a major part of equipment. I found it. I knew right where everything was before I moved stuff around. Does that happen to anybody else? Okay, now that's sort of straighter. So what we're going to do, I know how big my page is, but I got to leave room to make the expandable part. So I'm also going to move this so I'm not crafting on my little pretty thing. So what we're going to do to make it expandable, I'm going to fold this in, and then I'm going to fold it back like a little tiny fan fold. My accent, oh no, you're not nosy. I'm in Alabama and I have a very strong Southern accent sometimes. So that's where my accent comes from. So that's fine. You're not being nosy at all. And then I'm going to make another little fan fold on this side so that when it's glued into the book, this pocket will expand. So you can put more things in it. And that's the next step, is to glue it in. So, and well, first I should make sure it's going to fit in my page. But yes. Well, you know what? Let's see which one. This one's narrower. I'll refold this one. Pull it in a little bit. And redo my fan fold. And I don't know if
you're allowed to start gluing in plain.
Yep, that's what we're doing. Okay,
because last week I wasn't allowed to.
Well, no, now you can glue in. And if you do something different than what I'm doing, let me know, because Jo makes albums as well as junk journals. So she may need different things in her ephemera book than I need. Right, you can put more tags in here. You can put bulkier items in here. Like if you're making paper clip beads and you want to put them in a little Ziploc baggie, you could do that and then put the, oh, it's slid. Put the whole baggie down in here. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if anybody else makes them this way, but for this book, it's perfect. So now I need to get my little pretty napkin so I can decorate it. And I'm going to use this napkin to add colorful images to my book. And it's already been peeled. So what do I want on there?
Oh, where's my mini punch board? Is it back in here?
Oh, I think that bird in the part of the bird cage would be really pretty. So that's what I'm going to cut out for this one. And I glue napkins with glue stick first and then go over them after. So that's what I'm going to do. And let's see what part of this. I want the bird. Save that bird for later in another spot. Let's see, how's that going to fit? Cut off a little bit more at the bottom. There we go. Where's the glue stick?
I love that napkin you're using with the birds. I think it's gorgeous.
I love that. I found those at Tuesday morning, and they are so pretty. And so I decided I would use the black and white napkin to make the pages. And I still have some of it left, so some of it may show up other places in here. But for this, I wanted to add my color with the colorful bird napkin. And there's so many different ways you can cut these out and get all kind of different ephemera pieces.
Right. Let's see. I have some.
Okay, so there's that bird on there. Does anybody else have any questions or anything? And so let me hold this up. When this is dry, I have this pocket now, let me see, that will expand and allow me to put a lot more things down in there, which is going to be much better than in the previous testing. What do you call it when you prototype book? I didn't have I hadn't figured out the expandable pocket yet. And I need another one of those on this page, I think. So, where'd my paper go? I want to make it roughly the same height. And as you all can see, I'm not measuring anything. This is it's just a book to store ephemera in, so I'm not worried about it being perfect, or because I like to make my ephemera first, and then I can pick out my signatures and how I want, you know, what's going in my signature, and then I can just start putting the book together if I have all the ephemera done. But I found I need places to store said ephemera. Joe, what are you doing?
I'm gluing some lace on one of my little pockets.
Oh, I'm going to come to you and watch. There we go.
Okay.
So these journals, Patricia, or what journals?
Just a tiny bit of lace along the edge of this pocket.
Oh, I made that too tall.
Kind of got a shape to it. You kind of got to, you know, work with it a little bit, but I think it'll be okay.
See, that's what I do, Joey. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Thank you for coming.
Might have to coax it a little bit, but it will work.
Oh, that lace is pretty.
Really cute.
Small and delicate.
So, yeah. That'd be sweet. Then I can take my bulb pins and hang little dangles from it and stuff.
I've thought about making these and selling them in my Etsy store because everybody needs ephemera books. I'm just trimming this down. I don't want to trim it too much. No, that's good because I got to do the fan foldy things.
So it's ready to go in now. And I'm going to kind of center it on this page because as I put stuff in it, I don't want it to interfere with my clothing and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to make sure is my fold is not going to be in the way of my pocket.
So I'm going to go a little closer to the kind of center it. It'll look all right. But I'm going to line it up with the bottom.
Hi, Mary. How are you? Thank you for coming.
Hi, Sherry. Hope everyone's having a good day.
Is anyone crafting with us that was here last week and that may have, you know, or that watched the video from last week and decided that they wanted to do the same thing and they're crafting along now? Make sure I put this on here how I have it glued. We'd hate for the bottom to be what's open. All my stuff would fall out. That would be bad.
There. I think that's cute. And I've got these little tickets. And I'm thinking
I just need
about
to find another picture for my
doing a paper clip dangle to hang down. So
from my napkin. I think I'm going to use these two birds.
trim this one out.
And from over here.
You can go back onto you, Brenda.
Okay. So I'm just cutting out birds to go in this other pocket I just made. I need to trim a little bit off. I think I'm going to do it this way.
Well, center up a bit.
And I still got to trim a little off the bottom. And that looks good, so I will take and I will put the glue stick on here.
Oh, Brenda, did I tell you, since my daughter went in the hospital with the cellulitis, she has caught pneumonia now.
Oh my goodness.
So I can't even go visit her because of the pneumonia and being around my mom with her age. Yeah, she called me yesterday. She said, Mom, don't come up. I'm like, why would you come up? She says, oh, they done another chest x-ray. I now have pneumonia in my left lung.
Oh, that's horrible.
I'm like, geez. So, yeah. It's crazy.
So now what I'm going to do, since I got both of these pockets and they're glued, or the napkin is, I'm going to get my, what is this stuff? Minwax. It's probably acrylic from Minwax. It's water-based. And this is what I put over the top of my napkins to seal them. The glue just gives them a base to stick, but I don't trust the glue stick.
Brenda, I still have my pink button.
And your thing. Yes, she's driving me nuts with that pink button. I'm going to have to watch Patricia's dyeing paper video. I saw that it got posted, but the company came in, and I didn't have time to watch anything because they got here kind of early. But I'm going to watch that. That sounds, y'all are making it sound like fun and something very interesting. I'm going to have to watch it. All I've been doing is coffee dyeing paper. So I'm guessing from what everybody's saying that what Patricia did was not coffee dyed her paper. It sounds cool because I do want to make other colors other than coffee dyed. Okay, I saw where Sherry's pulling tomato plants out of the garden. Oh, wow. Well, maybe they will go on and open inside. Or ripen. Not open, ripen. So I'm going to let those dry. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put up here. I may put a belly band across up here. You were coffee dyeing? Oh, cool. Well, I'm going to watch your technique in case I can learn something, because right now I can only do so many sheets at a time. Or I may just put an image of a bird up here and not put anything. I don't want that little birdie. Let's find another little birdie.
Cute.
I'm going to find some birdies to put at the top.
And let's see.
I don't like this little grouping of birds. And y'all can't see what I'm cutting. This little grouping right here on this napkin. I think I'm going to cut them out. That might be too big of a section of birds. So we'll take the yellow ones off and put them on the other side. I don't want to cut his beak off, though. Birds need their beaks. So we'll put these little birdies over here.
I like that.
Oh, thank you. This napkin is, I love this napkin.
I know I've got some other ribbon. Where did I put it? It will work. Okay.
Some glue there. So I think I'm just going to leave these 2 pockets and just put my little, well, I didn't put enough glue up there. Put my, if I can do it without wrinkling it up. Okay, there we go. Put my little image up here. Seal it down in just a moment. There. So these expandable pockets will let you stack a lot of tags down in here. They will let you put, you know, like if you make paper clip beads or things that dangle, you can put those down in these pockets because they'll hold more than just a flat pocket will hold. Okay. Dry my brush off.
That's looking good, Brenda.
Thank you. I want to come back and see what you're doing on yours.
I'm just adding a little bit of ribbon for a lengthwise belly band.
Ooh, let's look. That sounds interesting.
And then I'm going to add a little piece of lace over the top of it, or maybe.
So I need to use my heat gun. I'm going to mute and leave it on Joe while I use the heat gun.
And I got a goober on my glue, so I got to get a baby wipe. Yuck. I really hate the glue goobers, don't you?
Oh, I do.
I'm always getting them. They're annoying. But I found this real pretty ribbon. I don't know if you're able to see it real good. It's organza. And I got 4 different ones. And I found it at the Dollar Tree. And they're really quite pretty. And I thought they would look nice. So, may use that pink. That might look kind of nice on there. Show up pretty good. I think that's what we'll do. So I'm going to cut a slither off. And the birds are being behaved today. I didn't bribe them. So I'm shocked that they are being so quiet. Because y'all know my birds are not normally very quiet. I need to stick a piece of paper under here so I don't glue any of my pages together with the glue coming out the edge. So I'm hoping I'm in frame enough so y'all can see. And I probably shouldn't have went ahead and glued in my pages. I could have sewed this on, which would have looked really nice, I think. And let's see. I'm not sure I want this lace on there. What have I got up here? I think this might be a little too wide and a little too peachy looking. So, but I kind of like it off to one side, maybe. That looks cute, right? Let's try that. Let's try that. What do we got to lose? So now I got to find something to put in. And I use these a lot. They're embossing folders. And, you know, they're plastic, so the glue doesn't hurt them. And they work really well to keep from getting glue where you don't want it, you know. So let's see if I can tiny bit up through here, just enough to hold that lace onto that piece of ribbon. Like I said, if I hadn't have glued my pages in earlier, I could have sewed this all on and it would have really looked nice. But hindsight, you know, it happens. We all do that at one time or another. So that'll look like it belongs there, I think. I like that. Looks sweet, looks simple. Now, what will it look like if we do it on the other edge? Not too bad. So, yeah, I think we'll do that while we're here. Okay. So, what's everybody working on? And I want to know, I have a question for y'all. I want to do some line paper. You know, just regular, once you get 200 sheet paper, you know, just line notebook paper. I want a coffee dye it, but I've noticed when you coffee dye it, the ink runs like if you do a printer paper, you know, inkjet. Does anybody have any tips on that? Thank you, Patricia. You don't have cardinals, Jody? Oh, they're gorgeous. Cardinals are the state bird of Indiana, where I'm from. And after my dad passed, I had a cardinal that would come and bang on my window every morning for about a month. He would go back and forth, this red cardinal, between mine and my mom's house. So anybody have any tips on coffee dyeing regular notebook paper so the lines don't bleed and run? Yeah, I like that. Oops. See, we stuck a little bit. That's why I put that under there.
Sherry, thank you for coming. You have a great rest of your day.
Oh, Sherry. Sorry. You still like how it looks, the grunge? Yeah. But yeah, it's running on me all right. Okay. Now that's a cute little belly band. And I've got really cute little envelopes that I can tuck under there now. And you can still kind of see them. I think that'll work out just great once that dries. I'm just making sure that my glue's not down where I don't want it right now. And I left it a little loose so I can put some stuff in the envelopes. You know, I've always got a lot of extra little envelopes and things, and that way it can bulk up without pulling it away from the page. Does that make sense? I was just actually quick dip and lay it on the tray, and it was still bleeding. And I was like, nope, don't like that. Don't want that. Nope, nope, nope. So, and I'll trim this off once it's good and dry. I don't want to do any trimming while it's wet because I don't want it to wiggle around. So, but I like that. I think that's very cute. And of course, it's not straight. I can't do a straight line. It's funny. Brenda can, it seems like her lines always come out perfect. She says, oh, I can't do a straight line. They're perfect compared to mine. But, you know, it's handmade.
No,
that's what
they're not, Joe. My lines are not perfect. That's why I had to recut that paper a while ago.
Well, they never look that bad, Brenda. You always do a beautiful job. Now, I want to turn one of these because this is where my signature is going to get sewed in. So I've already marked where I need to put my grommets or my eyelets. So I need to go ahead and poke those. I've got so much on my desk. And I'm deciding whether or not I think I want the small hole for now. But I already marked it. I took my ruler and decided where the center of these two lines were and marked it in there. And then I put the center as close as I could. I came up about, I think it's a 1/4 of an inch from the edge of the inside pages, not the outside pages. So I need to get that in.
And I'm making a huge mess on my desk currently that y'all can't see.
I never see where Brenda is making a huge mess. It always looks pretty good.
But Joe, if you don't mind, I'm going to come back. Oh, wait, you're poking holes. I'll leave it there.
Oh, they know how to poke a hole, Brenda. Go ahead, honey. See, my bottom hole's already off, but I don't care. It'll be all right.
Okay, so we're back on I am on the next page, and I still want to do pockets because I use a lot of tags, a lot of journaling cards, embellished paper clips. What else do I put in my journals? And a lot of little pocket embellishments, you know, like little tiny things to glue on pocket. And so I need a lot of pockets to store my stuff in, and that is not folded straight. Something's not right. It'll just be wider at the top than the bottom. I'm good with that. And this one is made out of card. Those other ones kind of felt flimsy to me. I mean, they're going to still work. And so, I'm going to... And I'm putting my pockets at the bottom of my pages because if I want to use, oops, that one slid, a bigger, you know, taller tags, it won't matter. You know, they'll still fit in my pockets because there's plenty of room here for them to go. And I'm going to use some of my black and white napkin on this pocket. Ooh, I love that. I'm going to try to cut just that flower out.
All right.
I like how that looks. That's very pretty to me. So, back to the glue sticky things. And I think, hang on before I glue that down. I may want to add a bird. That yellow, I lost my yellow bird. Hang on, I had a yellow bird. Had a yellow bird. I picked all that up so I could work on the black and white napkin. I can always cut out another one. I may have to do that. And he is facing, they're facing, okay, so, oops. I'm going to put this here because the bird is going to be facing toward the flower from the right-hand side. So put that there.
Oh, that one looks horrible.
Where am I going to put him? I think I'm going to put him right there.
I had one of my grommets not do very well.
And my dryer is buzzing, so you may hear a buzzing sound in the background for just a moment.
Huh?
The dryer was buzzing, so there may have been a buzzing sound.
Oh, I didn't notice it. I noticed my grommet that didn't do right, and I'm having to take it out. My eyelet. So here we go. Heard it all.
Now I'm going to seal this all down. Think I like how that's looking. What do y'all think? Hi, Joan. How are you? Thank you for coming.
Hi, Joan. That's my mother's name, Joan.
How are you today, Joan?
All right, let's try this again.
Oh, that darkened up our bird quite a bit, putting it over the flower, but I still like it.
Shoot.
Okay, now I'm going to run the heat gun for just a moment to dry that and seal it. It won't take but a second because it's just a thin coat.
Oh, that's better. Okay, that got it. It's fixed. Let me take a break and look up for a minute.
Oh, Joan, you'll catch up. I'm so glad you're crafting along.
It's quite fun, isn't it, Joan?
And it's just, you know, like I was just sitting here thinking while I was doing the heat gun. I use a lot of pockets as well, and sometimes they're tall pockets and sometimes they're not. I'm going to need on one of these next pages, well, this probably over here, I'm going to put a side opening pocket, and I'm going to have a flap on it because I want everything that's in there to stay. And then what I would do is use an embellished paper clip to hold it closed, which they're somewhere. I have them already made, some of them. I just don't know where they are currently because I've been organizing my crafting supplies.
I really like this.
Now all things are
I'm not loving that.
You're not loving what, Joe?
Oh, that lace on this pocket. So I'm going to take it up and put another one down.
Before you take it apart.
It's okay, but it, you know, it's just okay. Not loving it.
Okay, because you're already taking it apart.
I'm going to take it up. I can always print out another one. It's not that big a deal. And I'm not worried about that because the other one will cover it. It'll be fine.
Right.
I sure wish I knew where my glue eraser went, though. Hubby sits here at my desk.
I had never heard of a glue eraser until I started talking to Joe.
Yeah, hubby sits here in the morning watching TV, doing his coffee, and lo and behold, he moves my stuff. So,
well, I can't blame anybody. I organized my own stuff and lost it.
Yes, but I don't know where he puts it. And then when he goes to work, I really have no clue where he's put it.
Right. Then you have to find it all again.
Right. So it's like, but no, I just was not, was not loving it where it was. I mean, it was pretty, but it wasn't what I wanted.
It wasn't what you exactly wanted.
No. And you know me, if I'm not happy with it, I'm just not going to deal with it.
Right. Well, I think that's any of us, really. I think any of us, we're going to make it to where we're happy with it, because
right,
it's what we do. So I think that's all of us. All of us crafters are like that.
But I have no problem tearing something apart and redoing it.
I can't say anything. I pull stuff apart.
We have to, you know. If it doesn't look good to me, it's not going to look good to somebody else.
So my flower is too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and cut some of these other outer parts off. Kind of following, kind of like fussy cutting, but really not fussy cutting, just to trim it down. But I don't want it to have a straight edge.
Much better.
Oh, y'all can't see what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. One moment.
Yeah.
Joe, I'm switching it.
Okay, maybe this lace will look better. That white.
My flower's too big for my pocket. So I'm just going in and trimming some of the outer edges off, kind of following the outline of the flower a little bit, kind of like fussy cutting, but not. I just don't want it to be a straight edge. So I'm just trimming it off in a wiggly waggly kind of way. Wiggly waggly is a new crafting term. And that's perfect.
Yeah, it's like our thingamabob, the Whoozy Wattses.
Right. Thingamadoogie.
Okay.
I have lots of thingamadoogies.
I think I'll like this much better here.
So my wiggly waggly flower. I love that flower. And the cool thing about this napkin, and I need to scoot it over just a little bit, is if I had chosen to, I could have used color. I could have put it down on paper and used color pencil, watercolors once it was on the paper. I could have just done this part right here. And once the glue stick dried, I could have color penciled it, watercolored it. It's already pre-shaded and made it any color I wanted. So the black and white napkins have so many uses. And we're going to go back to Joe to see how her repair is going.
Oh, I've already got the new.
Well, we missed the repair, you guys.
Can't even tell it. It just looks better. I was not happy with that envelope there.
Joe, John wants to know if when you print your ephemera sheets, do you spray with any kind of sealer before using?
I did my main base. I didn't get my ephemera done. I forgot about it. So that's why some of these, you got to be careful when you have a baby wipe laying around. You see what it'll do? Because it cuts the baby wipe and it will run. Now these pieces on the main parts, I did seal. I spray sealed them, and then I went over them with a couple of coats of the deco page. It's by Americana Deco Art, and I got the matte, and they kind of feel leathery now. And I really wanted them done because, you know, paper, when you open and close it and open and close it over time, the fold will tear. It is paper, you know, and I thought maybe that would sturdy it up and give it a little more oomph to it so it won't tear. I'm hoping.
And I also last week sealed mine as well, my printer papers. This here is printer paper. Oh, I'm pointing, but you can't see again. Hang on a second. I'll get used to this talking in a minute. But this background is printer paper. So I did the same thing Joe did. Mine, I spray sealed with Krylon matte spray and clear. And then I put the Minwax polyacrylic on top of mine. to seal it, to finish seal it. But the original sealing was done with the Minwax polyacrylic, and I did it on front and back. I also do that with any ephemera pages that I'm going to use. I spray them because the ink will, if you're using wet glue, the ink could run. So I always seal mine, at least the front. Usually, though, I seal front and back. So I hope that answered your question, Joan. We're going to go back to Joe. Well, I'm going to decorate the top of my pages. I'm going to go back to Joe while I do that. And then we'll come back to me in just a moment.
I'm just inking up a couple of these little ephemera pieces on the edges that I'm going to put in that pocket I just put down. Like I said, I didn't get my envelopes and all that. I did not seal them. I didn't even think about it. I was more concerned with wanting the main body of my book to, you know, not come apart. So I like those. Those are cute. And that pocket looks so much better there now than the blue. I'll still use the little bulb clip with the tag on it, little ticket. I thought it was cute that I did. But I can tuck it anywhere now. I could even just pin it through one of these. But I'm thinking on this sheet, I think I'm going to do some strips across this way and put some eyelets so I can hang my little paper clip beads and stuff. And I think it'll work. I think it'll be fine. Or I could just go ahead and clip it on somewhere like that and fix a little bead dangle off of there. That would even be cute. There's so much you can do with this stuff. I mean, you know, you're never really stuck. So maybe I'll stick it over here. It looks kind of cute there.
Joe, I'm going to leave it on you for a moment. I have to go find some book paper.
You go right ahead because I'm moving on. I love this page. And one of my inserts for this particular digital kit that I bought called Dragonfly Dreams, it says dragonfly signifies a path to new worlds. They are about transformation and a change in perspective, energy, potential, maturity, depth of character, power, and poise. The dragonfly navigates with elegance and grace. And I thought that was so pretty. So I know I want that put in one of the envelopes. I can find one that it'll fit in. I printed out so many. I mean, I changed the size. I printed down medium, large. Look at how teeny tiny that little envelope is. And wouldn't that be cute just stuck on with a little paper clip somewhere, you know, just tucked in. And then it'll have what the dragonfly signifies on it. Just kind of neat, different. Yeah, it's very tiny. Yeah, I love the papers. I do. They're gorgeous. And I like dragonflies. I like butterflies. I love hummingbirds. And of course, I love my macaws because of my little babies. Everybody knows I have these rotten macaws hanging around me. So, and this kit comes with so much stuff. I mean, it's a very nice kit. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's Artie Mae's. I love her stuff. I've bought several since I found her on Etsy and YouTube. Brenda turned me on, honestly, to Artie Mae's. So we both pick up a lot of her little kits. We need other little dangle things. I really need to start working on the signature for this one. I did get my eyelets fixed. Yay. One of them didn't go in right, and I had to take it out, but didn't hurt my book or anything. I don't even think I can tell which one didn't do right. So they're all nice and smooth now. And the very center of this signature is going to have this envelope, and I printed it out on 110-pound cardstock so it would be a little sturdier, because I want to hide my ribbon that I'm going to come through here with for my closure, you know. So I think that'll look good. I haven't decided which I'm going to use for my closure. I'm kind of thinking this one. It's got, let me see, do I have a piece of, well, we'll open this up and use this white background. It's got kind of a variegated pinks and greens, and I think that would look nice for a closure, you know, for the eye on this one. So that's probably what I'm going to use for that. And I've already picked out my 10 coffee dyed pages that I'm going to use. I can get to them, y'all. I have so much piled on my desk. I have so many projects going on.
I think we all have that.
So
multiple projects at a time.
Oh, I know, right? So I need to go ahead, I think, and trim the papers down so I can get them ready to go.
Okay, Joe, while you're trimming papers, do you mind if I come back to me?
Yes.
Okay. So my pockets are dry. Oops, I cut out some little birds to put on my pages at the top. Going around. And then I did find some book paper for my envelope I'm going to make for the next. I should have got another glue stick. This one looks like it's about out. I want to make sure my little bird is right side up. We don't want him flying upside down. That would be horrible. He goes that way. And we're going to put this little birdie. There's one going the opposite direction. Let's get him. I kind of wanted them flying opposite each other. So I'm going to grab the one going the other direction. Real fast. And we're going to put him up here. Thank you, Joan. They are from a napkin that I got at, it's this napkin, and I got it at Tuesday morning. And I love this napkin because
it has beautiful napkins.
So much I can do with that one napkin. Now I'm going to seal over the top of these real fast with a thin coat of the Minwax polyacrylic. I'm not sponsored by Minwax in any way. This, I had it because I was using, it works with polymer clay as long as it's the water-based, which this one is. But it works great as a sealer for paper. And it's thin, so it doesn't take it a long time to dry. So I'm going to run the heat gun real quick, and then I'm going to show you the envelope that we're going to put on the next page. And let me make sure I didn't miss anything on chat. Oh, wow, Joan, that's interesting about the dragonfly. I did not know that could fly over oceans. That is so interesting. So these are dry. So I don't have to worry about them sticking together. And while we were on Joe, I took my cardstock, what was left of it, I folded it, made a flap, and I wiggly waggly cut the flap. So if it's not straight, it doesn't matter. I love the wiggly waggly. I do want to antique it though a little bit when I figure out where that stuff went. Boy, howdy. Y'all, sometimes organizing and cleaning your desk off is not a good thing. For example, now it's not a good thing. Okay, I'll be right back, I guess. I can't find what I'm looking for. Well, I'll still be right back. Stop it.
That didn't do.
Bird.
Do it the old-fashioned way. I'm not liking that trim at all. So, let's move all of my goodies. Y'all ever have one of those days where you're just out of sorts? Everything's kind of weird feeling, you know?
I think I'm having that today.
I'm having one of those out of sorts days.
Okay, so I can't find the ink pad I wanted. So I'm going to use my brown marker to edge my paper. It will work.
I think this would be the best way to do this.
So I'm just edging this with the brown marker.
There we go.
And I'm going to edge this before I glue it so I get both edges, hopefully. And I don't know what Foxy is hearing, but she's not happy right now.
Poor Foxy.
Barking it. She's not barking bad, though. I can't really say anything.
I used to wonder if she liked Nick or not.
Yeah, because she loves Nick. She just doesn't like Nick to get up and move around the house with his shoes on, because that means he's leaving. And she really doesn't like Nick to leave.
No, she has a hissy fit. Okay.
So if you can't find the ink pad that you want and you have a marker, it will work. And so that's what I'm doing here. And I maybe not should have done that, because I'm thinking now I may want it. Well, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'll leave well enough alone, because I don't want to mess my envelope up. So now what I'm going to do is I have these really antique book pages. This paper is not really good for anything other than what I'm about to do with it, which is glue it down. Because it's very, well, see, when I fold it, it breaks. It's very brittle. So that's why this is what I'm going to do with it. Because it's a very pretty paper, though. I love and it's naturally aged to look like this, like they did it on purpose. This is natural aging on this paper, and I love it. And that's too wide, so let me cut it down a little bit more. But it's just a really pretty.
How when you coffee dye paper, it shrinks. I always forget that.
I think it has to do with how fast you cook it, because mine, the last one shrank, but it was because of how fast I cooked it really fast. I was trying to do more sheets because I was doing so much. So I was trying to make more sheets in an hour than normal. So I upped the temperature, lowered the amount of time, which did work. But then my paper shrank. When I went to iron it, it would not iron right. It gave me fits, but it's because it shrank. Okay. So now I've got that glued down. I got to find something. I want something over top of it. So I'm just trying to figure out what I can put over it. Okay, I'm going to have to mute my microphone for a second.
Everything okay? This is kind of what we do about every day, you guys.
Yeah, everything's fine. I just wanted to make her hush before she drove everybody in chat insane. So I muted long enough to yell at her, which I really did yell at her. Okay, what am I
Me and Brenda sit most days and just craft like we're doing now.
Yes, we talk on Facebook Messenger, video chat, and do this. Oh, my dog's not going to behave, y'all.
It's Foxy. She'll be all right.
Get down. Get out of that window now. Get out of the window. Stop. There's nothing out there. These dogs are after too bad.
That way.
Now stop.
Oh, Dolly, you're going to click your beak now? Oh, my.
I think I got it. She hates loud noises, and I got the water bottle. So now, and there's nothing out there, y'all. She's just barking. I look, there's not anything out there.
Hi, Joy. Hey, Mary, how are you?
That will work right there.
I'm really not in any hurry to do anything. I'm just kind of...
Yeah, if we don't get it done today, I don't mind having it go another week. I mean, I really don't. So let me put some... Oh, I need glue stick for this.
If y'all hear that clicking noise, it's Dolly clicking her beak.
Okay, and put this on here. Like that. And now I can seal that part down. And that's going to seal all of it down. It's going to seal the napkin to the coffee, to the aged paper. And it'll just ensure everything has got a good bind. Hi, Joy. Okay, that's fine. Hi, Mary. How are you today? And thank you for coming. I saw you making those placemats yesterday, and then the problem that you had, I know that was frustrating. I hope you got all that worked out. So now I want to put I think I want another big flower down here. But my flap's going to cover it. But I like it anyway, so I'm going to go with it. What if I did this so I could get both of those on there?
They're going to have to be trimmed down anyway.
I think I got to go get another glue stick because I don't have another one on my table. I'll be back again. I just got to step right over around the corner. I thought my glue sticks were good, but they're both about out.
Dolly,
out.
Stop, honey.
So what are you doing currently?
Huh?
How's yours going?
I'm still cutting papers for a signature.
Okay. Does anybody
licking her beak? And it's oh.
Oh, thank you, Mary. We are making ephemera books. A place when you make a journal and you have all those pockets and things that you make. These are the books where you store it in. Because I make my ephemera ahead of time. So because of that, I need places to store it. So these are little pocketbooks to store your pre-made ephemera in. And I love making I like making a lot of my own things. So like the envelope and stuff like that.
Why is Dolly clicking her beak, Joy? I have no clue.
So these are going to be fun.
Happy, though. She's over there kind of dancing.
Now I just have to put this in here. If I need to trim it, I'll trim it. And I do need to trim a little bit off over here.
I don't think I'll ever understand everything these birds do for a reason.
So now I'm going to move all this out of the way because I need to put sealer on here. Now I'm trying to decide before I glue this side shut if I want to put a hinge in there or a expansion. Because I could just take a little piece of paper that's folded and glue both sides down so this would open a little bit further. So I'm trying to decide if that's something I want to do so I could get more stuff in this pocket. And I think it might be. I'm just going to put a really thin coat of this on here. I will show you all what I'm talking about putting that little expansion part in here. Because I'm thinking that might be a good idea. Trying to find out.
Oh, come on. Where you at?
So I have some leftover cardstock strips from another project. And it needs to be.
I just love
show y'all how
get on paper when you coffee dye it.
it needs to be about that long. And that's crooked. Then I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to cut that piece. Then I'm going to fold these in half. And this is going to be my little expansion part. And I'm not quite all the way on camera. That's going to be my expansion for that side. And this is going to be my expansion for the other side. So what will happen is I'm going to glue this in like this with the folded part going to the inside. And I'm going to glue the other one the same way. And then I'm going to glue this to it. And when we open it, this will be able to open a little bit further, which allows for more things to go in our pocket. So that way I can store. And what I'm going to use this pocket for, because it's so big, is all my like envelopes, larger tags, things like that that we use in our journals. Tuck spots. I'm gonna have to squirt my. I really don't know what she's barking at. And normally she's quiet. Normally they're both quiet. Not today. Today we're not going to do right. I just hope it doesn't.
Muppet and Fox, you're very quiet.
So I'm just going to glue that in, line it up on the edge. And now I'm going to glue this side right here. Glue this little part.
What are you guys
and carefully hold that up and press it.
Really? No bark. Don't bark.
Still folds over really nicely, so that's good.
He's at Brenda's. My dogs hear your dogs. And they ran to the door.
Well, no, mine only bark usually if there's something outside. So they're hearing something outside. I just don't know what they're hearing outside.
I heard yours and ran to the door.
Well, I was just responding to what Joy was saying.
No, they don't bark at nothing.
So if we, and there's big dogs that are in our yard sometimes, and if the big dogs are out there and they can hear the big dogs, they bark. If a car, like if Nick and them came back from Walmart and are over at Mom's and they heard the car, they'll bark. But usually it's something. I don't know what it is. So I need to quit fiddling with my pocket and let it dry. So then here, I did find while I was up walking around looking for stuff, my paper clips. So I'm trying to find a pretty one to put on there. So I would put this on here. Let me get that dry. I'm going to use the heat gun. Real quick. To dry all this down. I'm going to switch back to Joe, and I'm going to mute my microphone.
Okay, everybody, I'm still trimming my papers down to get a signature ready to go in. Brenda's won't have a signature, but I figured, you know, if I use this as a prototype for this type of a album journal, I can keep up with everything that I did. And if I need to make notes or something, you know, it would come in quite handy. So I've got my coffee dyed paper. I'm going to have to trim it down a little bit more once I get everything, you know, mushed together, because the more pages you have, the more it pokes out on the end. So I've got to do the 2 pieces of vellum yet. And I have to decide if I want, I think I want this to be like the one on the inside. I'll have to trim it out a little bit. And then on the inside, I know I'll have this envelope sticking down in there. Let's see, it'll go this way because my all my little tails and stuff will be hidden in the envelope. And then on this inside, I'm going to have another piece of vellum. So it'll kind of be like that. I just got to keep measuring and keep trimming to get it the right way. So, and it always takes a little bit of time to do these things. Never just overnight, you know, or it isn't for me. It may be for some. Okay, I know I need 8 1/4 so far. That's what I'm trimming him to, is 8 1/4 this way. And I won't toss this because I can use this as a belly band or something on another page. So I got to trim all this white off, or the clear vellum part. Of course, never really clear. Need to trim it. I get quiet when I'm doing vellum. I don't know why. I guess because it's such a delicate paper to work with. You know, it's like you hold your breath when you're messing with it. But it just looks so pretty when you do it, you know. Okay, and then I need them 8 inches tall. So that means I have to cut 1/4 of an inch off.
So, Mary, what are you thinking about tomorrow with us all getting together and doing that? Are you excited about that? I know me and Joe are really excited about the Deserted Island Challenge.
Edge. Yeah, I am very excited about doing the challenge.
Mary will be on here with us tomorrow, and Marina and Spanky if she's up to it.
I hope Spanky's okay. I mean, I know she said, you know, she got to go home and everything, but
Right.
you know, I'm really wondering how her mom's doing and her sister today. 'Cause she said her mom was hurting pretty good.
So I'm going to switch back to me so I can show them what I've done on my envelope so far.
Oh, go ahead, honey.
Okay.
Like I said, all I'm doing is playing along.
So I have this at the top, and then I put this napkin, and we got the little sides put on, the expandables, so that it's supposed to be folding out. So that it will hold more things. And I'm going to have to figure out a closure for it, but I'm going to glue it. It's kind of like a hidden thing other than the flap, because it blends right in because the background is the same color. Yes, okay. It's going to go right here, and I'm going to use the weld bond because I'm gluing it a heavier thing down. So I'm going to liberally. And the weld bond glue works better if you let it sit for a second and get tacky. And I got a globby thing that's gross. I'm just going to get rid of that because it's kind of gross. There we go. Oh, no, there's more. Stringy.
All right.
Now I'm going to take my brush and brush over that with some. It's not going to be like a wet brush, but it's not going to be a completely dried out brush either because I want to keep some water in it to help this all move. And I do want to get this off my book, so I don't want to get this all over my book page. Let me move my book.
I am never good with wet glue.
This glue's got like lumpies in it. I don't know what I'm going to do about the lumps. I don't like lumps in the glue. Hi, Ray. How are you? Thank you for coming.
Well, hi, Miss Happy. How are you, Ray? Have not seen you in a long time, honey.
I think this is the first time her first time on my channel, so definitely welcome to the channel. And I definitely appreciate you coming to see what we're up to. And we're making little pocket ephemera books. I'm making an envelope to hold envelopes. And I'm just going to press that down real good. Because I make my ephemera for my journals ahead of time usually. And I just needed something to store it in because it just, as much as I make for my journals, because I always overmake. That's me. I always overmake stuff. And I just need a place to put it temporarily till I'm ready to put it in a journal. Okay, both of those are good. I'm checking my glue sticks.
You doing okay, Ray? You're making it. I said we haven't seen you in so long.
Don't forget to subscribe, everybody.
Divas was over a month ago, Halloween. You all were doing something for Halloween. And that's the last I've seen of you.
Now I have a big pocket right here to put other pockets in. Or any other like tuck spots, pockets, larger journaling cards, and that kind of thing. I still have these expandable pockets over here. And then I have these two pockets here for putting things in. And now I have this big pocket. And here is where I am going to make some belly bands to hold dangly things like your paper clip beads, little bead dangles, anything like that. Because I make those ahead of time. And then I'll have a place to put them in my book. I got to find some card of some. I got a file folder here somewhere. My desk was clean before I started this. Well, I've got this, another strip of the leftover cardstock. I can use that.
Okay.
I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to glue this together. Actually, I may use double-sided tape on it because that would be so much faster. And it holds just as good. So that'll work. I'll just put it close to the front edge. So let's see.
Okay.
And the one thing I learned from Joe is you have to burnish your double-sided tape.
Okay, I think I'm ready to sew that in.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to you so people who aren't sure, who haven't seen how to sew in a thing can see that.
Well, I'm going to actually sew my signature together first before I sew it into the book.
Okay, Mary.
And I'm not going to be able to use the bigger envelope like I wanted because it's going to stick out too far.
Okay.
So,
hi, Lainey. How are you? And yes, Joey, I love the dangly things. I call them dangly bits, but I love them.
I'm using the medium size. And I'm going to put it about not quite midway.
Yeah, I'm sorry to be ready.
So I got to get my little sewing machine out and hooked up. And I think my hubby is going for lunch. I'll have to use
my scissors to burnish with. And I think that's good. And now I had a pokey tool here yesterday to pull this off with.
Yeah. I know. Daddy's home for lunch.
There it is.
Oh, it's going to get loud on this side for a moment. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
I think.
If you click on your screen, Joe, it's at the top, and you'll see where your microphone is.
Did I mute it?
No, but I can mute you, and then you can just wave or something, and I'll unmute you. Oh, you're muted. You got it. Okay, so all I'm doing is I put double-sided tape on here. I'm now pressing it all together to make sure it sticks really well. Okay. And I'm going to move my book out of the way for a second because I want to put something on there. From one of, I move one thing and everything comes with it. Something from one of the napkins, and I think I'm just going to cut a strip off this bottom long edge. I'm not going to worry about what I'm getting, what part of the birds I might be cutting off or anything. Because I think it'll be pretty no matter what we do. There we go. That napkin's almost a perfect fit. Okay, so now I just got to glue stick this. So, just going to rub the glue stick down it. Now, because I have sealed my paper, this I found out from making the previous book, the prototype book. Applying glue to the back of this paper and then trying to glue it down to sealed paper may or may not work. My other one kept coming off in the other book, so I double-sided taped it, and that seemed to work. So, especially if I seal this. So, just going to trim this off of here. And I am going to seal the napkin down. I just want to trim all the excess off first. And it's easier to make one long strip and cut it, or to me it is, than to make short strips. Okay, that looks kind of ragged. Let's try that again. from this side. There we go. So now I'm using a smaller brush this time to apply the sealer, and I will just I'll fold that over to the back side. There we go. And I'm just going to put a really thin coat on here. I am going to leave room to add grommets for strength because I am going to be putting stuff on and off of here. So because I know I'm going to add grommets, I'm going to run my double-sided tape across the top edge of this when I put it down and leave room for my grommets at the bottom edge. But this needs to dry. So I'm going to use the heat gun for just a moment to get this dry as fast as possible. So for those others of you in here that make journals and make ephemera for your journals, do you all make your ephemera first? Do you make the journal first, then make the ephemera? What is your process? Oops. Now, let's see, what am I looking for in this mess I have going on? I'm going to have to take one moment and kind of unpile my pile of stuff over here. Because every time I pull something, I'm creating a slight mess, and it's starting to annoy me. Now, so that you can see the dangly part in action, this one here, I sealed this paper. This paper was sealed and they're not sticking, so I did go back and put double-sided tape. These are little ribbon flowers that I made, but see, they're able to hang in the book along with this paper clip bead. Everything can just hang into here until it's ready to be used. They're all on bulb pins, so I can just unhook those and then hang them on my journal. So that's what this part of the book, and that's what I'm doing on that page now, is making that part of my book. So I'm still trying to unstack. And at the same time, my unstacking is serving a purpose because I need my thin roll of double-sided tape. So that's what I'm looking for while I'm unstacking this stuff. I'm trying to straighten up this little pile over here. I'm looking for the red roll, because that's what I'm going to need. So I have room to put the grommets. I call them grommets, eyelets. I need room for those. So let's see. I don't guess it matters which way is up and which way is down. This tape is very finicky. Wait a minute. I need the tape to go across the top. This is going to be the top. And I am going to put 2 strips of this tape up here. Oh, stuff is sticking. This stuff is grabby. Oh, I'll just have to trim that off. Okay. So, put those pretty close to each other. Okay, and then I'm going to use the handle of my scissors again to burnish that down really well. This one doesn't release as easy as the white one did. And I don't really know why. It just seems to be more picky about releasing. And I'm going to trim these little ends off. So we are at the middle of our book, and I think we're going to probably craft maybe 20 more minutes, and then we can just chit-chat for a little bit if you would like. That is fine. Oh, I about cut that in half. We don't want to do that yet. I have to measure first. Let's see if I can get this to lift without pulling the tape back off. There it goes. And do the other one. And I always seem to have one that lifts easy. Oh, those both lifted off easy. That's cool. Oh, I should probably cut first. Well, I'm going to cut it right about there. It's not very straight, so let me straighten up that edge a little bit. And I'm going to put, oh, wait a minute. That's right. This is the thicker part of the book, so that's too long still. Okay. I'm going to put it up here. Press it down. Careful with that side. And then I'm going to bend it up. Because that's going to be what's going to help me be able to put things on there when I get the grommets put on it. So, straighten up my end down here. Okay, and I think, let's see where to cut that at. Okay. And we're not on camera. Let me slide my book up. So I'm just going to put this one down. Slide it up a little bit. That's about centered between this line here. And that's why this is going here. This has a 1/4 inch opening. So there's a gap. It's closed. That will allow my things to hang and allow for my envelope as well. So now I'm going to take this one. Welcome back, Joe. And it's a smaller one, and I'm going to hang it down here. And this could be paper clip beads. It could be anything that you make that dangles on your journals. Charms, anything like that. You can go ahead and put a bullpen in it, put your charms on here, you know, all of that. And that way, once you're ready to embellish your journal, all your things that you'll need are right here handy in your little booklet. And it can be reused for multiple, you know, for other journals, you know. So I'm going to check chat.
Yeah, see, I went ahead and I just sewed my pages together. So that way when I poke my holes to line them up, I know it'll be okay. It's easier for me to do.
Hi, Dana, how are you? Thank you for coming. I'm sorry, Joe, go ahead.
Hey, Dana. Dana.
And let me switch to Joe because she's explaining her process, but we're not seeing her. So I'm going to go back to her. We need to see what she's talking about.
I just went ahead and took my little sewing machine and lined everything up and just sewed it. So that way, when I go to put it in, I'm not going to have to fight with all the pages. They're already nice and together. I can poke my holes, make my template, poke my holes, and get it in there the way I want it.
And I'm going to tell y'all, the first time Joe showed me that little trick, I was amazed because I've been fighting with sewing pages and by poking the holes, clamping it all down, and things still shift. That stops everything from shifting. And it won't matter if her thread should pull later and come out because it's going to be sewed in.
Right.
So that is such a cool thing.
Because my hands don't work as well sometimes, so it's just easier, you know.
I think I'm going to make a couple of more of those over here to hang. Like when I'm planning a journal, I'll pick out things that I'm going to use, like my ribbons and things. This way I can just put a little snippet of ribbon on a bulb pen and put it on here on a eyelet. I can just put them on here. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one that we just did and put it on the side. Because again, there's a good little 1/4 inch gap there. And I'm going to put belly bands on the other 3 pages. But what we may do is wait and finish this next week once Jo gets what she's doing finished. Because we've done a little bit more than, well, we're right at the halfway point of our book. So I'm thinking we'll wait and finish it next week, final part. And I'm not going to work on it at all. But the next thing I'm going to do is use this to make more little strips for danglies. I'm going to put some belly bands. I know I want at least 1 vertical belly band. And y'all can't see what I'm doing because we're on Jo. So Jo, go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead. I'm just
poking holes. So she's going to poke holes and sew her signature in, and I'm going to come back to me so I can re-explain everything I explained while I wasn't on camera. So next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more of these little things, little strips to hang things from. Like I was saying, I like to know what ribbon I'm going to use, what laces I'm going to use, what other embellishments I might use. This would be a place where I could add them and clip them in and be able to know when I'm ready to make whatever journal this is holding the supplies for. These are the things I need to pull. I think I'm going to do over here. I'm going to put a belly band. I want at least 1 or 2 verticals, and I'm going to show you. Here I have the 2 verticals. One is holding pockets with cards. This is for my sunflower journal. One is holding little handmade paper clips. It's still got room for stuff under it. And then over on this page, I have a horizontal one holding some sewn things I made on the sewing machine. And they're just in there that way. So I know I want an expandable one because I'm limited to how much I can put under here. It won't go much further. So I'm going to put 1 horizontal and 2 verticals next when we do this next week. So it'll be 2 verticals, a horizontal, and some more little bars for the dangles. And so that's all done with cardstock. So don't throw away your cardstock pieces, guys, because that's what I was using. These were cut off cardstock that I fold, y'all saw me fold it in and tape it down. So these come in handy. So we don't throw those. I don't throw them away anyway because it is cardstock, and that's a 110-pound card. So that's where I'm going to stop for today. We'll pick back up next Saturday at 2 Eastern with this. And then what I'm going to do is pack all my stuff for this project up. And so I have a Ziploc baggie that it's all going to go in. And that includes my little sample book that I made, the prototype, because I had to practice. And now it includes these antique pages, my napkin. I think that's everything that goes with this. So I have a gallon Ziploc baggie. And so I can take my whole project slide it in my Ziploc baggie and put it in my little box under my table that holds my projects. That's what I'm doing now so my desk can stay cleaned off better and everything's not piled up on the side of my desk, because that's what my system was before. Ongoing projects pile on the side of the desk. And it's just not working for me, you guys. I had to come up with something different. So now I got a little box under there that I'm storing things in, file folders, ongoing projects. So now I'm going to click back over to you, Joe, so we can see what you're doing, because I have cleaned my desk off.
Oh, I'm just getting my ribbon for my closure through the signature so I can, you know, hide it.
Right.
In the envelope. So that'll hold that. And then I got to clip off my ends. So that way, once it's put together, you won't know where, you know, it's hidden in there.
Hi, Maria. How are you? Thank you for coming.
See,
and if this is your first time to my channel, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. And I'm sorry to interrupt you, Joe.
Huh?
I'm sorry I interrupted you. We have Maria joined our chat. So I was thanking her for coming.
But yeah, hide that in that envelope so you won't see it. And I've got my signature. Now I've got to add my elastic. I'm going to put my elastic through these holes because that way when I'm done with this one, I can actually just kind of tear the ends just a bit and take them out, and then I could be able to slip a new signature in if I need it. So that's what I'm going to do with that. If I can decide which thread I want to use. And I'm thinking I like this lighter beige. So gotta find my needle again. And it's what, 3? There goes 2. 2.5 times. That's how I'm gonna do this. Y'all can put yours on any way you want. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. You know, it's your thing, do your thing. I shouldn't have tied that knot yet. Pretty sure. There we go. Because I do want to go back through that hole. That middle hole is going to get quite a bit of use. So, but it'll be all right. It won't hurt it. I figured by doing it this way, it also helps kind of, ooh, don't go out there. Come on. Let me get through here. And around the ribbon. Keep trying to stick the ribbon. I don't want the ribbon right now. There we go. Now I'll go back up through here and through this one.
Joe, that's so pretty the way you're doing that with the... Now, what Joe is doing is she's going to have her ephemera book or pocket book, but then she's putting that signature in there. So she's got a place to make notes. However she does it, she can make a note for each journal that she's made using it. So she has a list of supplies to put in there or a list of things that she used when she made X journal or Y journal. And so she's got plenty of paper to make herself notes for how she's using her, you know, what she's, you know, what journals that she's made and that kind of thing. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, I just doing it this way. The only thing you got to do is be careful you don't go back through your ribbon.
So she, you know, the pocket book is, how do you use, what do you put in your books? Like I know for me, I put a lot of dangles. I put a lot of tuck spots and journaling cards and little booklets and altered paper clips, tags, pretty, and pockets, and I think I said pockets and envelopes, tuck spots, and all those things. So I use a lot of that, and I like to make a lot of my own stuff. So that allows you to do all that and have a place to store it once you get it made before, while you're, you know, making before you start your journal. Joe, that's pretty.
Yeah. So that way I can change it out if I want later. Okay. Nice and straight. And I'm just going to lightly tie it for now.
Now, another option to what Joe is doing, if you want to have the notes, but your notes may get, your paper may get filled up, you could put the elastic on there like the TNs have and just secure your little booklet with elastic. And if it fills up, you could make a whole another little cover to put those in as signatures, your notes for your journal making, and put another pad, you know, put another booklet in there later.
Right. I did it this way because by the time I'm done stuffing this little thing, it's going to stretch, and it's got a little give this way. You know, it's not right at it. So, and like I said, this will all be hidden. It'll be trimmed down, and it'll hide in that envelope, and you'll never know how everything's actually secured.
Are you at a good stopping point?
Closure. Oops. I can tie a bow today, so it'll have a nice tie closure on it.
And are you at a good stopping point for today?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to come back to me for a moment. We're just going to chat from this point, y'all. I have a different lighting setup today than I've been having. So while everybody's still here, what did you all think of the, excuse me, of my lighting today versus what it has been previous?
All right, girls. Yeah.
Where's my lid gone to? Oh. Thank you, Joan, and you have a great weekend too. And I'll look forward to seeing you again next Saturday when we finish our little books.
Bye, Joan. Thanks for coming in and hanging out.
Tomorrow we're doing that live event with Mary Spanky. It's oh, what's the name of Spanky's channel? Spanky's Crafty Corner. Mary Forrester. Crafting with Marina. Is it Crafting with Marina?
I think so.
Joe is Have At It, and then there's me. We're all going to be here on this channel. Okay, did anybody else having a blurry picture from my end?
How's my picture come up, y'all?
Let me switch back to Joe.
Because I'm never sure that I've got everything, you know, kind of in focus. And if y'all can let us know, that's a big help.
It is a big help because after the other day when everybody was saying mine looked a little bit blurry, I did go on and clean my camera lens. It did look like it might have had a problem, so I cleaned the camera lens last night. So I really wanted, you know, to see if that improved it. My lighting is different. I'm trying to work on my setup here.
Yeah, we're always adjusting things and trying to fix stuff to make it better for y'all.
But don't forget about the live tomorrow at 2 o'clock where we're doing the Nick the Booksmith's Deserted Island Challenge and making journals out of limited supplies because our cruise ship crashed and we got stranded on an island.
Okay, Joan.
Okay, Joan, thank you.
I never know what it's going to look like.
Right.
I've got so much stuff on my desk now that I've got to put away.
So I am looking forward to tomorrow's challenge.
I've got everything ready. I think I'm prepared.
I'm prepared, but waiting on glue to dry is going to be my downfall, I think.
Yeah. I think, honestly, I'm more prepared for that than I am for this, because this I've never done, and I'm not sure where I'm going with it.
Right.
You know, but as far as making journals, we've all made journals.
Right. Mine is just going to be, our island has no electricity, so my heat gun's not going to work there.
Okay.
And it's not battery operated, and I don't think we have batteries if it was, so. Waiting on glue to dry is going to be fun. But I think I have that figured out.
Y'all.
I think I've got a plan figured out for how to make the thing so that glue can be drying while I'm working on something else. And hopefully the glue will be dry when I'm done with that, so I can move forward.
I need to make some little snippets. Is what I need.
I need to make some more snippets. I don't have enough of those made.
I need some snippets. Y'all know what I mean.
And now I have some really pretty purple fabric because we don't know what happened. The sheet, we did laundry, and one of our sheets got caught on something and has a great big tear in the middle of it. And there's nothing wrong with the sheet other than that tear. And there's really not a way to repair it. So I have this queen size sheet that I'm going to cut down. Some of it I'm not going to make snippets out of all of it. I was thinking about selling some of it on Etsy because it's really pretty sheet material. And it's purple. So I was thinking about cutting it down, selling it on Etsy, using some for book covers and using some to make some snippets and that kind of thing. I don't need a whole queen size sheet though for myself. So what do y'all think about that idea?
Yeah, why not? Now, I'll tell y'all, these size I do save and try and glue them together and make tags, but little things like this, I toss it.
Oh, I save the bigger pieces for tags and stuff too.
My bigger
or tuck spots or
thin ones. By the time it's not worth it. And people sometimes are like, oh, I can't believe you threw that out. You know, if we keep every little scrap we have, we would be overran with scrap. There's just no way around it.
Right.
Because, I mean, we're paper crafting every day. So
is my chat, my chat hasn't moved in a moment. Is yours, is everybody still here?
It says we have 10, but my chat hasn't moved since Joan said something.
Right.
So did we lose everybody? Or
that's what I was wondering. Is it just us, or do we still have people?
I don't know. I'm wondering. I'm trying to put all my tools away.
Nothing's happening here.
There. Got a good bit picked back up. Yay.
For those that are still here, go on and please thumbs up. There's only 2 thumbs up, y'all. And we had like 15 at one point in time. YouTube loves it when we do that.
I'm cleaning garage, but you're listening. Oh, Joy, you're cleaning your garage?
Okay, we know you're here. That's good. At least we didn't lose everybody. That's what we were checking. And that sounds like a job, Joy, cleaning out the garage.
Oh, come on, guys. Don't go getting loud just yet. Just wait
Right?
a little while.
Mine went to sleep and got quiet, which is a good thing.
Okay. Hey, I can see my desk again. Part of it, anyway.
Right. I can see mine, but that's going to change tomorrow afternoon.
My desk is never clean. I'm organized chaos.
That's what we all have, organized chaos. But anyway.
I think it's coming.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. Well, you're right. And sometimes it's us. That's how everything works, I think. Somebody's got to do it, so might as well be us.
It's a job and somebody's got to do it. I know, right? Cleaning out the garage has got to be a dirty, dirty job. So, y'all like the project so far? Oh, you have a 2-car garage and it's full.
Oh my goodness, Joy. And how is everybody liking the project? And is there any projects that you would like to see us do, either together or separate on our own channels, but together if we could? Because then you get 2 different views on it. Is there anything that you all want to see done or anything you all would like to learn? I'll watch videos if I have to. I can't say I could do a tutorial, but I can show you how I would do what they're doing. If there's something that you all want to see. Well, that's good, Joy.
My carport turned into a catch-all. For yard stuff, it's a mess. Dolly, don't yell like that, sweet girl. So, I have got to get some more cold medicine. And I'm putting my pink button back in for you, Brenda.
Oh, I know. See, I couldn't. First of all, she dumped all of her brass, silver, and black bulb pins in one container, not separated. That would drive me insane. Secondly, she then put a button in there that doesn't really go because it's a different thing, which would also drive me completely insane. My bulb pins are all in one container, but they're all in Ziploc baggies to keep them separated.
Every day, Brenda says, did you separate your bulb pins yet? Nope. They don't need to be separated. They're all one thing.
I have OCD, so mine can't mix and mingle.
They're all one thing.
But they're 3 different colors of the thing.
Yes, but they're all together. They're family.
Mine live in separate apartments.
You got them segregated.
They each have their own Ziploc baggie to live in.
I like mine all mishmashed together. Oh, good, Joy. You're crafting.
Yay, Joy. Pictures, pictures. When you're done, we need pictures.
I don't know what time hubby goes back to work.
So when we're done with this project, I'm trying to work the next Saturday project. When we're done with this, I think my Saturday projects are going to be 1-day things that we can get done in 1 or 2 hours from start to finish. Little quick things, whether it be making tassels or bead dangles or, just polymer clay pieces or different things. It's going to be 1 day, something we can get done in one afternoon, from start to finish, instead of, because I'm already doing ongoing projects on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that way we'll have one little, 1 day where we can do a completed project, start to finish. So that's what my goal is once we're finished with this book. And so we should be finished with our little booklets next weekend.
You dozed off, Patricia. We do that too. Just not
We do that
remember
too,
it.
Patricia. There's certain channels I watch if I can't sleep. My favorite one for that, I always fall asleep in a car. Melissa's car trip is a really good one. I can watch that video and it puts me to sleep. Her video where she was driving to New York, that just puts me to sleep. Oh, you're not terrible, Patricia.
No. Yeah, car ride will put you right out.
And that video, I love that she left it up because that video will always, I can watch it if I have trouble sleeping and I'm asleep in no time. It's like being in the car.
Yeah, I was surprised you stayed awake on your trip.
I had already napped because I always nap in the car. And also it's helpful. I hope Nick's not lurking. It's helpful with his driving for me not to see everything he does. It's just better. Because I'm a front seat, passenger seat driver. It's better if I nap.
Yeah. I don't get to go to sleep on car rides. I'm usually the one giving the directions.
But I've always been that way. I can remember going to, when we lived in Massachusetts, riding to Maine to visit my grandmother. And it was a 3-hour car ride. I always had like an hour and a half to 2-hour nap because I always fell asleep.
That's funny. That is so funny. No, I've never been a car sleeper. I don't know why. It just doesn't do it for me.
See, and that's just, I've always been that way. So car rides are all up, you know, that's why I like that video for going to sleep.
Ooh, I found some dragonflies.
Oh, wow. Oh, those are cute. They're little itty bitty. What are they made out of, Joe?
They're buttons that I forgot I had, and I clipped the shank off the back of them.
Right. Those are cute.
So, oh, I even got some little ladybugs. Those might look cute tucked in. And some bees, but I'll have to clip the shank.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's an inchworm. Isn't he cute?
Oh, he is cute.
Yeah, I might have to use those on there.
That's cute. Oh, wow. That's tiny.
Yeah, have to leave this little thing out. I forgot I had them.
I think that's what we do. We organize, we put stuff away, and then it's not in our sights anymore, so we forget about it.
Well, I'm grateful to my little dog. I had him on one of my rolling carts on the bottom.
Right.
And she pulled it out. Of course, she chewed on it a little bit to begin with.
Right.
And then I put it up here on my desk to get it away from her and forgot about it. So, yeah, Millie got a hold of that, but she didn't do any damage to the stuff, so I'll be able to use them on here.
Right.
That'll work. It's crazy how they get into things. Worse than kids some days. But yeah, I like those little guys.
So, Joy, you rip pages out. So you're going to make one of the altered books like what we started the other day, right? And I know she stepped away to make sandwiches, so she may not be able to respond.
I'm going to find one of my books and get it ready so I can do that with you. I like that.
Right. So right now I'm working on the Rebecca Sunnybrook Farm one, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the one that I made the other day where we ripped the pages out and glued them together. I think I want to put a Christmas kit or something in it.
Oh, yeah. What about that? Well, you've already planned something else for the what's the one with the deer and everything?
what is that one called? A Winter's Tale. And
Yeah.
I already planned to make just a straight journal out of that one.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to see what else I can use on the other book.
I'm sure you'll find something.
Oh, yeah. So, and my sunflower journal is going to be a straight full-size journal. I don't want either one of those to be a mini journal. The book is 8.5 by 5.5, so it's going to be full-size. So it may be a minute before I do another one.
I've got to finish my dragon eyes. So
Okay. You can do that with that book, Joy. You may want to make your pages a little sturdier or something, but definitely you could do that with your book.
They're coming out pretty good, I think.
They are. Joe had some orders for some dragon eye
journals.
And she puts the dragon eyes on the cover. So she's working on making those as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never
so
ending process.
I think we're going to go ahead and get off of here. And then I will be back. We will be back tomorrow with the Deserted Island Challenge.
Yay. Oh, okay. Joy's making it to put all her embellishments and ephemera in.
Right.
So, good idea.
That will be cool.
Yeah, I got to find me a good hardcover book.
You can turn your pages into pockets. You know how I was putting the pages together and making pockets? You could do that and have pockets throughout. You could also, or have a lot of pockets that way, and then as well put pockets on your pages, so you could kind of double up stuff easily in that book. With what you're talking about doing, it'd be easy to double up stuff.
Right.
I'm just hoping that the new lighting is gonna work. I know that there's a glare on here, but I don't craft on this. It's just here. That's from my lights in the ceiling. And it's also because I sprayed gloss on this to protect it. But I'm hoping that the new light setup, and I can make it brighter. It's just this light doesn't get hot. See, I can move that, but that creates more of a glare, which is why I had it tilted a little bit. And my screen. So I think we're going to go ahead.
All right. Joy needs a slow walkthrough on it.
Okay. So what, Joy, can you explain a little bit more on what you're talking about?
We'll probably have to do a private chat and see what she's doing.
Yeah, we can do that. That's not a problem. So we're going to go on and get off of here. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Don't forget about the live tomorrow at 2 o'clock with the Deserted Island Challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are all using different elements. We all have 4 givens. Our 4 givens are our needle and thread, which the thread is your choice. You get a pair of scissors. You get a glue of your choice, 1 glue. So whatever you pick, be careful. And you get, I always forget, paper. 1 type of paper of your choice. So we all have the same 4 givens. Our paper may be different. Like I'm not using copy. I'm going to use plain white paper. So we may all be using a different given paper, a different color thread. And then we had 4 choices that we all each got to pick 4 other things to go with the 4 givens. So all of us are going to be using different things. Our islands had different things. Our fanny packs had different things. So it's going to be
not on the same island, so we can't share stuff.
Right. We're not on, every one of us is on a different, because if we were on the same island, it wouldn't be deserted. So we're all on different islands, somewhere out in the South Pacific, stranded, hoping we get rescued. So that's going to be fun tomorrow, working on those and making those. It's going to be a lot of fun. So don't forget to come watch us all have fun doing that tomorrow afternoon. And I hope y'all have a great weekend.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks so much for coming in. I hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.
Bye, everybody.